Hey, it's Daydog coming back to you with another video from Red Ties. Wow, they got a new update. It's for everybody I was telling that this is the best auto chess out there. Well, and that they keep on putting content out constantly and they're always updating. And well, yeah, the new update is insane. First of all, last big update, they had introduced frontline mode to everybody that is playing. They know. To those that are new, well, yeah, frontline is new mode. It's available to Gold Pass members and Platinum players in any ranked mode, and they introduced that. Pretty much. They had a quick patch. But last real update is when they had introduced Frontline mode. And in Frontline mode, they had introduced a new synergy, the Builders, everybody knows. Well, this week, the Builders have been actually integrated into all the ranked modes. So now they're official. They're part of the game. But not only that, since now the frontline mode is kind of, there's nothing really new in it. There wouldn't be anything new in it. They did change some new stuff. They didn't add any new units, but instead they got a lot of new items and tweaks to older items. And if you go check in your heroes section on the left, bottom corner left, heroes, see like heroes leaderboards, recent games. Well, if you go into the heroes, you'll notice in the top right hand corner you have hero and item. Now they changed the interface a bit to all the heroes. It's a little bit better. I like it. It's more clean, easier to section off everything. But what's really interesting is not so much the units, it's that little items section now. They have all the items now. You can check all the items and see what they do and so on. But if you go a little bit further down, you have the frontline mode. Now, frontline mode is kind of like their testing mode, right? They test out stuff in frontline mode, and then I don't know if everything will be brought over, but when I guess they decide that everybody will have had time to try it out or whatever, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure most of this is all going to be integrated into the ranked modes by next big patch. So these items and everything, I almost feel like check them one by one with everyone, because I'm not going to check the other ones, because if you haven't seen all the old items yet, well, I don't know what to say. I don't feel like going through all the old ones. But frontline mode, like I said, this will all be integrated into the game, but probably by next big patch. So there's a lot of new items and twists to the old items, and it seems really interesting. And this is really going to change the meta more than just adding new units would ever change the game. This is really going to change the game. The items here are going to make, it's no longer going to be about the best builds. It's going to be about getting the right items on the right units and then building around them, is my opinion of what the meta is going to turn into when all these new items get integrated in. So it's interesting for anybody that wants to get ahead of the curve. Then you definitely want to be either playing in frontline mode or at least studying these items, because they are going to be game changing. It's going to be completely different. Everything's going to change. And if say for instance If, say, for instance, you're playing in rank mode and you don't bother playing in frontline mode, and you don't bother studying all these items and thinking about how it's going to affect and which items you're going to be putting on who, and the fact that there's also, you're going to be able to trade items with items of the same tier, so it's going to cost you money. I don't know exactly how this is going to work. I haven't checked it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's in frontline mode right now. So yeah, say for instance you got what's crappy? I think the crystal ball is probably one of the worst items in the game. You see, they dropped it down a tier. Yeah, that's good, because before it used to be a green item. If you go check up here, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, the crystal ball was a green item. I think this is probably one of the worst items in the game. So the original one gave you 20 energy when battle starts, which honestly, that's like, in my opinion, if anything, this is an overpowered item. 50 energy gain by dealing damage, one of the first items you can get. Getting this right off the start, that makes a big difference. It's way better than any of the other items in the first tier, in my opinion at least. Close runners up would be, I don't know, maybe battle axe and light crossbow, the elixir of repairing, yeah, I think, yeah, that would be how it would go. Number 1, Conjurer Sphere. Number 2, light bow or light crossbow or battle axe. And then number 3, elixir of repairing. The rest are just whatever. They're not too bad, but yeah, the Conjurer Sphere should definitely be a green, at least. A green item, at least, in my opinion. They still didn't, this is one of the few items they didn't actually change. It's a really powerful first tier item, in my opinion. It's just one of the greatest items you can get early on. So anyway, so say for instance, you get a crystal ball, and you're like, they made it weaker. Wow. They made a crappy item worse. Whatever. Say for instance, you get the crappiest of crappy items, plus 10 energy when battle starts, and you're like, I don't want this piece of crap. Well, you're going to be able to spend gold to switch it for an item of the same tier. So say for instance, spend 5 gold, I don't know, to get the Conjurer's energy, the Conjurer's Sphere instead. Yeah, that will be great, because like I said, that's a very early, strong piece of equipment that you can get. So being able to switch the items around and change them to what you want, I think is going to be very, very game changing. So right off the hop, that, like I said, back to what I was saying, if you don't play frontline mode because you only play ranked and you're like, I only play ranked and whatever, well, you should definitely be studying these items at least, because they're going to be coming in next patch, like I was saying. I'm almost 100% sure. Next big patch, these items are official. And, yeah, they're going to change the game. So say, for instance, you're only playing and all of a sudden new patch comes in and you're still playing the normal ranked and you didn't really check about all this. Well, the people that have been up to date and been playing frontline mode, or at least studying all these items and anticipating the new update, well, yeah, if you're not doing that, you're gonna be like, what the hell, why is everybody kicking my butt from here to the other end of the world? It's going to really, yeah, it's going to change everything. So yeah, let's just try to make a quick run through, because this video is already stretching out. 10 max damage, 10 min damage, 10 attack, it dropped. This went up by 5 each. This dropped by 5%. This went up by 5%, I think. I think it was 5% before. Drop in armor. I don't know if I'm really happy with those drop in armors for the items. If that hasn't changed. I think this went up by 5%. This, I'm pretty sure, went up by 5%. this gives health now instead of health regeneration. I think I prefer the health regeneration personally. Yeah, they dropped that by 10, which is crazy. It's already a really crappy item. But you can stack those. That's the thing. If you get multiple of them, like say for instance you had 10 of them, you could actually, well, you're only gonna have 3 slots, so you could stack 3 and start with 30 energy, whatever. It's a crappy item in my opinion. But now you can swap the items also. You will be able to mid-battle even change items and stuff, so I guess we'll see how that goes. I think they should keep at least upgrade it by 1, like give it 4 slots. 3 just seems like not very much. Plus 6 armor. I think this, I'm not sure if this changed. Did it? No, it didn't change. Didn't change that. 300 health. I think this changed. I think I had other stuff. Yeah, they took off the, they made it weaker. Why would they do that? I don't know. Reflect true damage when hit. Okay. These are new items, that reflect true damage. That wasn't there before. This is new. This is new. Attack damage and ability damage increased by 1% for every friendly unit. Summoned units included on the board. Well, that's gonna be a heck of a... People are playing Summoner Psyker. They're gonna like this, I think. Something around that. Well, Summoner for sure. But whoever's getting Illusionists and Manticores and Werewolves, yeah, they're gonna like that item. If you guys play auto chess, this is like that mask thing. I can't remember what it's called, but basically it silences your units, so you don't want to put it on units that have abilities. You're gonna want to put it on that sniper or who else? The Warbringer. Who else? The Slasher. Basically, units that don't have abilities. So, but it's a pretty powerful item. And I don't know if it... wish they would tell you if it stacks or not, if you can stack them without any diminishing returns. Yeah, but anyway, that's going to be a very good item. But don't put it on... yeah, 3 of those on a Warbringer. And you add... there's another item coming up soon. The ability has a cooldown reduction by 20% of 20%. Okay, it's weird how they wrote that, but basically your hero's ability will have a cooldown reduction of 20%. That's pretty cool. Wearer has 30% chance to gain 1 gold after killing an enemy. You don't want to put that on guys like Slasher. What's the name of that rider? The bird rider, not the sniper rider. Anybody who crits assassins, your strongest assassin, people that are going to get a lot of kills, basically. Because if you're putting on somebody who doesn't have like a really hard hit ability, chances are he's going to get his kill stolen. Something. Anybody that you know, like, for instance, a good one would be whatchamacallit, what's his name? The Sky Crab is a good example of who you might want to put that on. Keenage early on might be able to get some early kills. But yeah. Or people that have big ability damage, like, say, for instance, later on, when you get your pandas going, your Panda-chan, he's killing a lot of people. That would probably be a good example of, or your Electrocutioner, if you're running Electrocutioners. People that are getting kills, don't run it on on somebody that just kind of does his job, but he's not getting the kills mainly, you know what I mean? He just kind of, definitely not on a tank. I wouldn't run that on a tank, that's for sure. Ability damage increases by 3% when hit by a basic attack. Effect stacking up to 10 times. Okay, well, that kind of changes things for certain tanks. If you have a tank that has I don't know, say for instance the Kamikaze, this seems very mean for a Kamikaze. If you put this on a Kamikaze, ow, that's an extra 30% basically. Yeah, extra 30% ability damage. So you gotta make sure he's able to take at least 10 hits, I guess, but not just Kamikaze. Who else am I thinking? What's his name? The Vajra. The Vajra early on has that explosive little blast when he changes, when he goes into full raw Vajra, whatever, and he hulks on you. That could be a good one. I could see this being put on the legendary long shot, the insect long shot, because he's got a big blast. Who else? I don't know, but you got to make sure that if they have a blast, basically, you got to make sure that they can tank enough to make that item really worthwhile. Vajra is definitely one that could do that. Fire Bat if he's tanking. The Dragon Breath. Anyway. Next up, 30 max damage, 30 min damage, and it's got a Wearer Stacks. Wearer Stacks 3% damage with every attack up to 10 times. The stacks are reset to zero when Rare changes its target. So basically it turns them into a Warbringer. I don't know if you can stack that onto the Warbringer's ability. If you can stack that to the Warbringer's ability, that's gonna be mean. 20 ability damage and true damage to a random enemy when battle starts. 400 true damage. I think that was pretty much the way it was. Not much different. This one's completely different now. 20% attack speed, and Rare is also a Vanguard. So basically, if you put this on any unit and you're running Vanguards, for instance, and you have a unit that isn't a Vanguard, say you're running 6 Vanguards or 9 Vanguards, well, your 10th unit will also be a Vanguard. Or if you're running 6 Vanguards and whoever, so basically they'll get the Vanguard they'll get the Vanguard bonus, basically the armor bonus. And I don't know if all melee attack diagonally now, but it was supposed to be originally just Vanguard, so I don't know. If melee don't attack diagonally right now, then yeah, Vanguard I know will, and it's an extra little bonus that they get, I guess we'll be getting. 20% lifesteal, and Wear is also a Marine. These are interesting items. 20% ability resistance and soundlessness. Enemy who has more than 75 energy will be silenced for 5 seconds. That's very interesting. Very interesting. It could be a little pain in the bum item right there. 20% energy when battle starts. Really? Luckily it has summon a puppet to join the battle. After launching 5 hits, the puppet will split into new puppets with half its maximum health and the same attack damage. Splitting can only happen 2 times. These items are getting very interesting, and like, if you're thinking like me and you're thinking like stacking, making sure you're stacking certain items together if you do get them, and I'm hoping that maybe they did like an auto clash, and when you kill opponents you'll get their items, because that would really help your chances of making certain crazy combinations. 10 energy regeneration. I don't think that's what it did before. I think that's new. No, I don't know if I'm right about that. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Force potion. Yeah, energy gained through dealing damage. Now it's just energy regeneration, whether you're doing damage or not. I think it might have been you probably were getting more energy before. Breakthrough. Error stacks cooldown reduction of 20% second each time it casts ability up to 3 times. Whoa. I'm not sure what the heck they mean there. Wear stacks cooldown reduction of 20% second each time it casts ability. I'm not sure I understand this. Where stacks cooldown reduction of 20% second each time it casts ability up to 3 times. Okay, what I think it does, if I'm not mistaken, is the rarer will basically your unit, every time it casts its ability, it takes 20% less time to cast it up to 3 times. So just to give a quick example, say for instance your cooldown was 30 seconds. Well, when you use your ability, the first time you use your ability, the cooldown's going to go down to 20 seconds. And then the second time you use it, it's going to go down to 10 seconds. And then the third time you use it, it's going to be gone. I'm exaggerating. It's not. 20%. It would go down by, so from 30 seconds to 28, from 28 to 26, and then 26 to 24, basically. So if you manage to use your ability 3 times, if your cooldown was 30 seconds, for instance, it would cool down every 24 seconds. That's what I think I understand. Flame Tongue, 300 health, and 25 true damage per second within 1 grid around. Oh, so it's like a almost like a thorns, but I don't even think they have to hit you. They just gotta be around you, and they say around, so I think that's the 8 squares around, not just the 4. You know what I mean? I actually think it's all 8 squares around you. That would actually, yep, that's going to be pretty cool. 100% energy gain through taking damage, so a tanking item. When attacked, wear will prevent attackers from dealing critical damage within the next 4 seconds. That's cool. And then every enemy will only be suppressed once within 10 seconds. So you can only... So the entire team can only be silenced once every 10 seconds. But I think he silences all attackers, I think. Yeah, that's pretty cool. 8% chance to critical for 300% damage. Whereas basic attack will not miss. Oh, wow. That is very mean. That's like an assassin's dream right there, or any unit's dream. Like, especially for people that run Air Force. Well, this is like the Air Force killer. Because Air Force gives you evasion to all your flying units. This just kills that completely. 20% ability damage, unique ability decay, reduces the attack speed of a random enemy for 30% permanently. For the entire fight, I guess, for the match. That's pretty mean. 450 health. Braveheart. After battle starts, the first time when any of the enemy's energy reaches 75, wearer becomes immune to stun, petrify, and ability damage for 8 seconds. That's mean. That is probably, yeah, that's like almost the ultimate tanking item right there. That is that, because like, yeah, after battle, the battle starts when the first time when any of the enemies, so it doesn't matter who on the other team reaches 75, the rare becomes immune to stun, petrify, and ability damage for 8 seconds. Basically, you can only do normal damage to him. He's immune to everything other than just normal damage. Like, you can't stun him, you can't petrify him, you can't do no ability damage to him. That for 8 seconds. And on top of getting that 450 health, that is the ultimate tanking item right there. 20 armor, petrifying eye. When inflicted by basic attacks, wearer has a 30% chance to Oh, wow. Okay, that's almost just as good of a tanking item. I'm not quite sure which one's better. The best would be to have both of those. If you had both of those on a tank, yeah. Wow. The 3 first items are literally tanking items. It's like if wow. I know. I'm not going to tell you guys, but when this patch comes out, I'm pretty sure I know what build I'm going to be running. Because these items are insane. Just those 3 right there. If you get one of those, and I've gotten this often, like this one right here. Although I say that, but I think it was a blue before. But they raised the chances to get, yeah, it was life capsule right there. But they raised the chances to get everything. So chances are, there's a good chance you'll get it. Any of these. But yeah, these items, like, wow. So yeah, 30% ability damage resistance. And grants 20% ability damage resistance to all allies within 2 grids around. That's, yeah. 10% chance to critical for 450 damage. Wow. Within 6 seconds after battle starts, wearer has 70% evasion. It's kind of useless if Buddy has that other item, but to anything that doesn't, ow. Vine staff, 35% attack speed, ouch, and wearer cannot move within the first 10 seconds. 1 grid of roots will burst out around the wearer when battle starts. What? Wearer cannot move within the first 10 seconds. One grid of root will burst out around the wearer when battle starts. Enemies who stand on the root will be rooted for 2.5 seconds. Each enemy will only be rooted once within every 5 seconds. Oh, that's crazy. They just don't stop with these items. Another tanking item. Are they all? Where's also a... Oh, that's cheating. Oh, wow. You guys are brilliant. This is crazy. All these items are insane. Where is also a panda? Well, to anybody who knows anything about red tides, they know that pandas are a pain in the bum. And that this item, you get this item early on. Yeah. I think I don't need to see much more. And then that unit start... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Like, say, for instance, just bear with me and try to imagine if you put that on a hailstorm. And your hailstorm starts the match with 100 energy. That's just disgusting. 40% 40 energy when battle starts. Where deals 400 true damage to enemies within 1 grid around when casting ability. That's cool. 60-60. Oh, wow. 60 max, 60 min, eh? And when an enemy casts an ability, all enemies within 1 grid around the wearer will have their ability cooldown stopped. Heroes affected can only cast their abilities for 1 time during the battle. Wow. If I'm understanding this is the ultimate silencing weapon. The ultimate silencing item. Because, say for instance, if I understand properly, as soon as one enemy casts an ability, all enemies around you, like you're the person that has this item, will have their ability cooldown stopped. So your ability stops going up as long as you're around that as long as you're around that guy, I guess. And then heroes can only cast their ability once during the battle on top of it. So all the enemies can only cast. Heroes affected? Okay, heroes affected. So anybody who comes close to him can only cast their ability once, and while they're around them, they can't even cast it. So it turns that I know who I'm gonna put that on if I'm running certain specific teams. Yeah, I know who I would. Yeah, wow. 35% lifesteal. Wearer loses 15% health every 3 seconds to increase attack speed by 9%. And ability damage resistance capped at 72. Capped at 72 what? 72 health? Wearer loses 15% health every 3 seconds to increase 9% attack speed and ability damage resistance. Capped at 72. Instantly gains 400 health after killing an enemy. Oh, wow. 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 60 max, 60 min, 10 armor penetration. Ow. Ow. I would like y'all to remember that I said that the battle axe was probably one of the best items of the early game. It's really the armor penetration is vicious. It makes you hit very hard. Now 10 armor penetration plus like 60 max, 60 min. Wow. Grants 100% chance to critical hit for 4.5 damage for 5 seconds. So basically, sooner or later, I don't know if that's right at the beginning. Yeah, so right at the beginning, if I understand correctly, if you manage to hit somebody within 5 seconds of the opening, you're gonna crit for... If you manage to... Okay. If you can hit somebody within the first 5 seconds, you're gonna hit for 4.5 damage. Yeah. And obviously you're gonna hit somebody within the first 5 seconds. So basically you're killing somebody, and you're killing somebody right off the hop. You're the first person you hit dies, pretty much. It's almost sure. 450 health, 20% lifesteal, transfusion. When wearer's health becomes lower than 50, wearer gains 300 lifesteal within the next 5 seconds. Okay, so that's pretty good. That is pretty good. You already have that 20%, but once you get 300% lifesteal, that's like stupid. If you put that on the Warbringer, he'd be almost unkillable. 70%. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Minifies a random enemy when battle starts, making it unable to move or attack for 8 seconds. Oh, that's cool. 50 health regeneration, 20 energy regeneration. That is disgusting. Wearer ability cooldown will be reset after casting ability. Cooldown under this effect will not be stopped. Oh. Ouch. So basically that's like a orb of renewal, I think is what they called it in auto chess, except meaner. It's like a meaner version of an orb of renewal. 10 armor, 10 ability damage resistance. Wearer's updated to 1 star higher when battle starts, but only has 50% of its original health. This item will not benefit 3-star heroes. I don't think it will benefit any hero. This is like one of those items that you definitely want to trade against another legendary. Wearer is updated to 1 star higher when battle starts, but only has 50% of its original health. I guess he'll do a lot more damage, but this would be good to put on legendaries, I think. Legendary units that you know you're not going to 3-star. Yeah, that's like once they're 2-star, it doesn't matter. You put them on legendaries. This is the kind of item you want to put on legendaries, basically. Unless you 3-star them. If you 3-star them, then you put it on some other legendary if you're running more than one legendary. Or any unit that you don't think you're going to be able to 3-star, basically. 35% lifesteal, 20% attack speed. Active when any of the enemies has more than 75%. All enemies will be silenced. So it's similar to that other one, but wasn't that other one even better? Where's that other one? It's this one, isn't it? No. Crystal of Suppression. No. Scroll of Silence. No, it's better than that one, but I'm checking stuff I don't want to play right now. Sorry, bro. I'm making a video and I want to check things. Anyway, let's finish this off because this is a long video. 350 health, 30% ability damage resistance. Wearer ignites its life upon taking fatal damage, burning all enemies within 2 grids around for 600 true damage. Oh, that's very good for a tank. Once again, once tank dies, boom, blows up, kamikaze style. Yeah. 30 max damage, 30 min damage, 35% attack speed. Wearer's attack damage increases by 15% every time an enemy is dead. Oh, wow. That's like the best item for Warbringer right there. Okay, so that's all of them, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Sorry, this video, there's just so much. I had to. That's why I didn't do all the first items, or else this video would have dragged on forever. So, sorry if it was a bit too long for those that don't like lengthy videos. For those that enjoy a little bit longer, well, then you're gonna enjoy this one, I guess. But like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Also, if you like Red Tide content, check out my buddy Bonus. He does great Red Tide's content just like I. And yeah, you guys have a good night. Catch you guys later.